Bananas! That's right. You know what else smells good? Are bananas. So says the venerable video monkey who is behind the video right now. Literally, behind it. Oh no, he's crouching. He's encroaching! Much like the Convergence, it is at the edge of your vision. It's slowly creeping in, and it will be here for another 3 weeks. So without further ado, Mr. Will, start you off.
And this is the Big Book Convergence. This is number 6. This is Jeff King and Scott Lobdell, Ed Benez, whole group of artists. Once again, as you kind of know, it's like all these worlds. It's a great way to see all your favorite DC heroes from all these past continuities, like Zero Hour and Crisis of Infinite Earths and Kingdom Come, and fill in the blank of whatever your favorite DC past was. They're all together here. They're all fighting for their lives in this big kind of violent kind of chess match set up by Brainiac and Telos. And now there's a new player in it, Demos. It's kind of like Greek gods pitting everybody against each other. But there's a big one group kind of forces the hand of the others, and it's kind of as we build up to the big finale.
Super.
This is the big one, and there's lots of tie-in books. And let's begin with tie-in book number...
Boom! Aquaman, number 2. Just like last week, the second issue of each of these series features a short 6-page backup of a new series will be coming out in June. This is Tony Bedard and Cliff Richards doing the front part, Aquaman. You got some Death Blow action. And in the back, you have the really awesome Dr. Fate by the masterful Sonny Liu and Paul Evans.
And with Catwoman Convergence number 2, we've got Selena Kyle in her 90s purple Jim Balin outfit facing off with old man Bruce Wayne from Kingdom Come with his sweet battle armor. That is by Jimmy Gray, or Justin Gray? Yeah, that
Justin
one.
Gray, Jimmy
Justin Gray, Ron Randall, and with a preview of Gotham by Midnight's new artist, Ron Ferreira.
Ooh, from Colder. Very nice.
Still written by Ray Fox.
So Bab started this, and this is an awesome cover because, you know, 90s punk Superboy with his earring and his mohawk, you kind of want to strangle him a little bit, you know, and so leave it to Red Sun Superman to do that. Superboy number 2 of Convergence with a preview of the new Action Comics coming in June.
More Kingdom Come action for you. Justice League International brought to you by Ron Mars and Mr. Mike Manley. With a backup featuring, yes, you probably didn't guess it, this book is still continuing, Justice League 3001.
Alright, and speaking of Keith Giffen, even though you didn't actually say his name...
Keith Giffen.
we got Supergirl Matrix number 2 here by Mr. Giffen and Timothy Green II, featuring Ambush Bug. Because, you know, Keith Giffen can't not put Ambush Bug in a comic.
Nope.
And it's also got a preview of the Batmite miniseries by Dan Jurgens and Corin Howell.
They got Dan Jurgens.
It's Batmite.
I guess.
So this is Suicide Squad.
Woof.
You started saying that.
Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad, thank you very much. Number 2. Now this is the Suicide Squad we know and love. This is Amanda Waller, big, bold, badass when she was called The Wall. This is a classic version with Captain Boomerang when he had boomerangs all over his kind of...
His goofy hat.
And his goofy hat. You know, so this is, if you really love the John Ostrander, I think that's how you say it, classic version, this is it. And it's really cool. There's also kind of an old school Lex Luthor. And of course, this is the villains running the show with a big mission. And then all of a sudden, here come the Lanterns. So everybody's ringing with envy then. And it's also got a kind of a cool preview of Aquaman, which is going to be taken over by Cullen Bunn and Trevor McCarthy in June.
Green Lantern, Parallax, number 2, revisiting the time when Hal Jordan went crazy and killed a whole lot of people. Tony Bedard, Ron Wagner bring you the front part, and in the back you have a preview of Lobo, done by Cullen Bunn as well, he's always working hard, and Mr. Cliff Richards.
And my last Convergence pick for you is Superman Man of Steel by Louise Simonson. Like, Simonson. And drawn by June Brigman with a preview of, oh yeah, Bizarro by Heath Corson and Gustavo Duarte. And that's another mini-series just like Batman.
Me want to try that book.
Yeah.
So I want to go ahead and correct myself here because the whole thing with the Lanterns was not actually in Suicide Squad. They have a preview of Aquaman. Ironically, you think it would match. The Green Lantern is actually a preview in the back of the Green Arrow issue. So I stand myself corrected, and of course Green Lantern Green Arrow is all the great. It's Ollie Quinn. It's a kind of a cyborg canary and a whole bunch of cool characters. There you go.
And his kid. I love Connor Hawk.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
Connor Hawk.
And more serious 90s action for you, and, maybe a precursor to the new Batman. Mr. Azrael here, you have the Batman in armor from when Batman was out of commission for a little while back in the 90s. Larry Hama, Rick Leonardi, and in the back you get to see Deathstroke by Tony S. Daniel and Peter Wynn. So, I think that about does it for the Convergence this week.
Ooh.
And we're back to regular comic books.
Well,
Kind of,
sort of, because here's another event, but this event is Secret Wars #2. Okay, last week, of course, I was reading the first issue and I was saying a lot of expletives, and I started a Secret Wars support group because it's pretty emotional. It's not just the end of the Marvel and the Ultimate Universe. I mean, Jonathan Hickman put the hurt on a lot of heroes and a lot of fans. But what's set up now is you kind of know that there's going to be, out of it comes Battle World. This is the new Marvel reality based on all these weird classic timelines. And we don't spoil here, but you will want to read this because there is a cool new role for one of the greatest Marvel characters. And how are they involved with this new Battle World? And what happened to the people who were in the life raft in issue 1, which is kind of cool. And just, if you liked New Avengers and how it was very Game of Thrones like, I mean, Hickman ramps it up like 100 degrees. It's like Game of Thrones, it's like the Doom Messiah books with your favorite comic book characters from Marvel. So get this. And it's all the Thors. There is a story behind all these Thors and what their role is in the new Battle World. And it's awesome. That's why I'm wearing my Thor shirt today. And also to the Goddess of Thunder, who is revealed this week. Ta-da.
It's on the internet already if you really want to spoil it.
Don't read the internet. Just our internet.
Yeah, just our internet.
Us.
New from Image Comics, new #1, Mythic. Written by writer-artist Phil Hester, most known for The Coffin, at least for me. And then John McCrae, the artist of Hitman and Dix. And the awesome Section 8 comic, which will be coming out soon from DC. But basically, when magic gets messy, we'll clean it up. For those of you that have been digging Rumble, this is definitely along the same lines. Lots of monsters. Very, giant wrenches. And, of course, well, you know what?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm going to save that. You're going to have to get that just to check that out. But great cover from Matteo Scalera. Really nice.
And jumping over to Dark Horse here for another debut. This is a new horror series by Cullen Bunn and Tyler Crook called Harrow County. Yeah, no, Cullen Bunn's doing like 20 books in the last year. It's insane. Tyler Crook is bringing really great watercolor art to here. He didn't do much of his own colors when he was doing BPRD, but his Bad Blood series had a precursor to this sort of, but he has taken it to another level.
That does look nice.
Yeah, painting the browns and greens and blood reds of Harrow County.
Ooh.
Did someone say Cullen Bunn? Because I have a Cullen Bunn.
Oh my God.
Who I love. Here's the thing. I love you just enough for Fearless Defenders, but Last Days of Magneto. So just so you should know, as the end of Secret Wars and it's the final incursion, so there's going to be a couple of Marvel books that are called The Last Days, and it kind of tells you what happens in those final hours. So, of course, the Master of Magnetism, the man who has put himself up as the savior of the mutant race, if the end is coming, how is he going to react to that? There's some really cool stuff here. There's a cool flashback to, which I love, the Matt Fraction X-Men run back when they were on Utopia. There's him and Namor. And now that Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver aren't his kids anymore because whatever. Anyway, it gives him time to bond with Polaris. There's an awesome... I love Polaris. I love Lorna Dane. I think she's a great character. She's been through a lot. And there's some really cool moments between Magneto and Polaris here as the end is coming. It's a big cliffhanger too. And thank you, Cullen Bunn, for showing some Magneto love here in a great way. Great portrayal.
My next book, Oni Press. Yes, that's right. The Return of the Auteur. Not written by Cullen Bunn. In fact, Cullen Bunn probably has nothing to do with this. Rick Spears, James Callahan, Luigi Anderson. This is not for the faint at heart. In fact, the preview images that Morgan was looking up have like a giant, thing on them
Big,
that are
mature content.
Yeah, mature
label.
content. I can tell you that there are ninjas. Not what type of ninjas, but that there are ninjas in here. Dune references, of course. And, Miss Ilsa 6, who you'll just have to find out who that is. But truly, awesomely, if you want something like Bleeding Edge, Crazy Insanity, this is the book for you.
And I've got an image book for you here, the second issue of 8 of Run, Love, Kill by Jonathan Sui and Eric Kenyette. This is the story of, her name's Rain, right? An ex, you're not quite sure what she was, but she was involved in some weird government stuff.
Ex-special ops, something,
and she's now running various illegal things in the city of Pryde, one of the, it's a city-state, which has a tenuous relationship with the rest of the world and is soon going to be closing down its walls. She's trying to get herself onto the last boat out of Pryde before it closes up, and of course she's, running from the situation.
Probably
she
shooting some
may or may
people.
not be in love with another character in the comic, and she kills a few people.
Oh, man.
To quote a great song from the Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm not in love. Or I fooled around and fall in love. Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde, they have, I'm not going to spoil it, but they have a new level in their relationship after the Black Vortex, between the X-Men and Guardians of the Galaxy. Sam Humphries and Paco Medina take a little moment to delve into the other sides of the Quill family. You meet his crazy sister, his father. There's a weird flying, floating space frog from the people that brought you the space whales
cool.
and the space.
Space
That's pretty
whales.
cool with Space Frog.
Space Frog is great.
Then there's a great classic cosmic villain in there, and it kind of just sets up more of the Star-Lord's weird extended family and sets things up. But of course there's a cliffhanger because Secret Wars is on and his adventures with Kitty Pryde will continue, but it's not the Kitty Pryde that we know. To be continued. Da, 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 da.
Dun, dun, dun.
So that's my final book.
And my final books this week. The amazing, the mind-blowingly psychedelic Space Riders. Issue number 2 from Black Mask Comics. Really, making a push here. Black Mask is putting out We Can Never Go Home, and they put out Ballistic, and now they're doing this. This is Alexis Zarit and Fabian Rangel Jr. Alexis Zarit is like one of the best comic artists that you don't know about unless you just spend a lot of time on the internet, which is probably a lot of people. But he is absolutely amazing. He has things like space whales in his comics, and space Vikings, and other strange things like giant baboon men. But yes, number 2 we got, and number 1. Back in with this beautiful Ralph Neese cover. Ralph Neese is definitely one of the best guys you've never heard of. Because he just doesn't self-promote a lot. I don't know why. But my God, this is beautiful. I want this on my wall. But yeah, both issues, $4. This is the book to get this week.
And I'm going to finish it off here with a huge first issue over at Image.
Yeah.
From the team of Moon Knight, From the Dead, Warren Ellis, Declan Shalvey, and Jordan Belair, Injection. What's it about? Can't quite tell yet.
It's a Warren Ellis comic.
A lot of people in suits doing weird super science things.
Right?
And being generally snarky with each other. Making threats on each other's lives, talking about sandwiches.
Sounds like a Warren Ellis book.
It's
strange
a Warren
tattoos
Ellis
on
book.
everybody's stuff, like some Desolation Jones stuff going on. Yeah.
But a lot of shades of that one issue of Moon Knight where he went to the weird mushroomy dream
Oh,
world.
I love that one. That was
A
so
lot
good.
of that.
Cool. So that is everything this week. Tonight we are also having our monthly discussion from the long table from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Please come join us. Talk about comics, whatever you want to bitch about, or basically confer. There will be treats, which is usually the big gathering. I wouldn't come if there wasn't candy.
And you can follow us online at Zanadu Comics on Twitter.
Absolutely.
Comics
Will
Blend
on
on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Morgan in his Cosmic World.
You can find me on Tumblr or not.
Or not. In fact, parental
Or not.
guidance suggested. See you guys.